Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. Today I'm going to talk quickly about a term that's bandied around a lot in recovery circles, if you like, and that is dry drunk. And as one of my subscribers pointed out, that's quite a derogatory term, and I probably agree with that. So in this video I'm going to call it drinking thinking, just for the purpose of describing it, but in most recovery literature and recovery circles it's known as being a dry drunk, and I'm going to explain why this is an extremely dangerous state of mind to be in and what it is and what it means basically. In the last video, and please have a look at that, I tried to describe what it means to be an alcoholic and an addict. In other words, what makes an alcoholic and an addict. You know, we use these labels, but there's a massive difference between someone who's alcoholic, for instance. I'm talking about drinking now. If for someone who's alcoholic and someone who is a binge drinker and someone who is dependent on alcohol are all very different things. And an alcoholic, just to quickly remind you, you know, as per my understanding anyway, because I am an alcoholic, it is that when you take the first drink of alcohol, that immediately sends you on a one-way railway track to drunkenness, unmanageability and destruction. You're powerless against that. Whereas someone who is a sort of a moderate drinker, if you like, or even a binge drinker, will be able to stop. After that first drink, they may just be able to take one drink. They may take a drink or a few drinks and then stop for days on end. For an alcoholic, it's not like that at all. And basically, the simple solution to that is, and it is a simple solution really, is you don't put the alcohol in your mouth. You don't take a drink of alcohol. And everything I'm saying about alcohol here applies to drugs as well, and addiction to drugs. Because basically, being alcoholic or addict or addiction, if you like, is when you take that first drink and you go on that train ride to destruction and unmanageability and chaos and hurt, because you hurt all those you love. You hurt yourself, obviously, you hurt your health, and you hurt your finances and your job and your life, and everything is chaos. And, you know, ultimately you're hurting those people you love, those people closest to you, the ones that get hurt most by all the broken promises and all the rest of it, and the lying, cheating and stealing that goes with addiction, and the selfishness. So basically you take that drink and you're away, and there's always negative consequences, all those I've just been through now, and many more negative consequences. And as soon as you wake up again and you reach for a drink to take away those withdrawal symptoms which are there, you start again on that circle. And inevitably, there's something that pushes you through all that, and it's usually, and most people describe it as past pain, or a massive gaping hole inside of them, a hole in the soul, if you like. And some people describe it as restless, irritable and discontent, that feeling you have all the time inside of you. Some people describe it as being in a crowded room and still feeling lonely, and the odd person out, and many descriptions. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired is another one. All the things that push you towards taking that first drink. And inevitably there's past pain, which can be mental, physical, emotional, all sorts of pain. It can be from your past, you know, that you haven't dealt with. It can be PTSD. And also there's mental illness, obviously, which is obviously a lot more serious. Mental illness such as depression, bipolar depression, schizophrenia, all of these, and acute anxiety syndrome, all these things, PTSD. And all these things will need professional, particularly those things I've just described, will need professional help to sort out. And you'll need, more often than not, you'll need medication to help you get through that and to keep you balanced. And that's fine, you know, that's something that You can't help, it's beyond your control, and if the medication's keeping you balanced, that's perfectly all right, obviously. And the sensible thing to do, to ask for help in that circumstance. So those things are pushing you towards the first drink, then you're on the destruction, then you have the negative consequences, and then the whole circle keeps repeating itself. Because you're drinking, you're taking that first drink to fill that hole, to make yourself feel better, to anaesthetize the emotions, to anaesthetize the pain that you're feeling inside, spiritually, emotionally. And obviously, you may well be, or you will be if you're carrying on like that, dependent on alcohol. So you're going to have acute withdrawal symptoms to deal with as well, which is going to push you to, immediately you wake up to reach for the bottle to stop you shaking and vomiting and going crackers basically. And it's a horrible, horrible feeling. So when you stop drinking and stop putting that drink in your mouth, you need something to sort out what's making you take that drink in the first place. You need to recreate yourself. You need to reprogram yourself. And however you do that is obviously your choice. For me, it's a program which I left and now I'm back in, which is beautiful and keeps me away from that first drink if I practice that program, because it's all about taking action as well. I'll just come on to that now, but basically there's many other things you can do as well to keep you balanced and healthy in mind, body and spirit, and they include a clean, healthy diet. They include exercise on a daily basis, getting out in the sun, or just in the daylight, in the fresh air, will do you the world of good. Talking to people every day, those close to you or a professional, and having the courage to ask for help, because it's a very courageous thing to do, to ask for help, and many people don't do it till it's too late. You should always ask for help, because there's people willing to give it. For me, all those things are included, and also included is gratitude daily. Also included is giving service wherever I can daily, because that keeps me well. Paying back to and giving back to the still suffering addict or alcoholic is crucial to my wellness, mental and spiritual wellness. And whatever program you choose, and it can be anything, it can be groups online, it can be Smart Recovery, it can be AA, NA, CA, all of these things are fantastic, and it's your choice, obviously. But then there's all the other things you need to do to keep yourself well as well. I mean, I do all sorts of stuff, as well as what I've just described. Cold showers every morning, a daily morning routine, which is fixed in stone, if you like, which includes meditation, whether you like it or not. And some people will balk at the idea of a bit of prayer and meditation, but it's what I need and what keeps me well. So that's all that's important. And you have to be able to say to yourself, I will do whatever it takes to stay sober. Whatever it takes to stop me taking that first drink and drug, I will take action and do it. And it's not about talking a good job. It's not about saying, if you're in AA, it's not about talking about the steps and pretending to practice them, or preaching about them when you're not doing them yourself. Or, if it's another route you've chosen, it's not about preaching about diet and exercise and good health and meditation and all of the things that are keeping you well, giving service and volunteering and gratitude. It's not about platitudes. It's about actually taking action, because then you can have a life beyond your wildest dreams. There's no doubt about that. And I know that because I've experienced it and am experiencing it at the moment. So dry drunk, I mean, that's a long-winded way of going round. What a dry drunk is someone who, and I've been there, I've said dry drunk again, I shouldn't use that term, but drinking thinking, if you like, is that when I stop taking action, when I stop my program, when I stop slowly but surely the healthy eating, when I'm hungry, angry, lonely or tired, and I'm not practicing the program I should be and not committing to it 100%, whatever that program or routine is, that daily routine is that you have in place, Once you stop doing that and you think that you're well enough to stop doing that, because your ego will start to come back and you'll immediately become self-seeking and arrogant and think, well, I can do this now. I've got this cracked. I've got this licked, basically. And you never have it licked. You know, an alcoholic or an addict needs constant work on themselves. You're a work in progress all the time. You know, it's an inside job, as they say. You know, it's not the alcohol that's a problem or the drug that's a problem. It's you that's a problem, your head. Once you stop doing the things and your ego and your self-seeking and stuff comes back, then slowly but surely, without you even realizing it, things start to suffer. Things start to happen. You start to build up resentments again because you're not working towards letting things go and letting go of control as you should be. Resentments build up and slowly anger builds up and frustration builds up. And you stop sleeping properly for whatever reason because you're not doing the routine that you need to be doing. So you get tired and you get physically and mentally tired. For me, you know, when I start moving away from the stuff I should be doing, then little things start to sneak in, clues will start to sneak in with me, food. Because what it is, that restless, irritable and discontent feeling that you had before you got sober, that was driving you to take that first drink, that big hole in your soul, that gap, that fear that you were full of, that loneliness that you felt everywhere you were, with people or without people, that's those feelings of pain that you were trying to medicate and hide from, slowly but surely they will all return. And although you won't be taking that drink initially, things will start to happen. You know, you are then, once all those feelings are coming back and you're not working your program, you are then, it's drinking, thinking, dry drunk, in other words. I'm sorry to use that term again, but you are dry drunk. It's just, you're just an accident waiting to happen, basically. It manifests in me. It'll start to happen with food. You know, I keep a clean, healthy diet, no additives, no sugar, no processed food. Try and eat as cleanly as I can. I do my best. It'll manifest in me starting to eat junk food. You'll try to fill the hole in your soul, the pain, all those feelings of irritability and discontent and anger and all the rest of it. You'll try to start filling with other stuff. It won't be a drink to start with. It'll manifest in shitty sugary foods, cramming junk food to try and fill that gap. It might manifest in you might start gambling, looking for excitement outside your relationship, in promiscuity. It could be any number of things, but you'll start to notice it and you'll be feeling shitty. And believe you me, it won't be long, because it has happened to me. That dry drunk feeling, that drinking thinking will manifest in you convincing yourself it's okay to take a drink because you've had it whacked for so many months or years or whatever, and you know, but you're a dry drunk, you're an accident waiting to happen, and you take that first drink and it'll be 1,000 times worse than it was before. You'll be on that roller coaster. You know, you'll be heading towards death, because there's only one ending with alcohol and drug addiction. Alcoholic, you know, if you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, if you're not working some sort of program and looking after yourself and dealing with all that shit from your past or what's inside of you, then let me tell you now, there's only one ending, and that'll be death. And I've known quite a lot of people who've become friends who have died of this illness, and it is an illness, whatever anybody says. So that's what a dry drunk is, and that's what drinking thinking is. And you have to recognize that you have to take action. You have to get back on the horse again, if you like, get back into your program, back into your daily routine, start doing all the things. You know, it's not easy. It's bloody hard. Change is hard. You know, don't think it's a walk in the park, because it isn't for anybody. I don't care who you are or what you are or how many years sober you have and how, you know, well you think you are. It's never beaten. You've got to be on top of it all the time. And I've discovered that the hard way, you know, in my life, certainly over the last 5 years, a couple of times. And believe you me, you don't ever want to go there, because you'll be in hospital or dead. You know, it's simple as that. And you'll destroy all those beautiful relationships that you've recreated. You've brought back into your life, your dignity, your self-respect, the love of your loved ones again, back into your life again. The health, the great health you brought yourself, the repair that your body's done on it, all that'll be down the pan. Within days it'll all be knackered again. Trust me. So there's a motto on this channel, and it's a Stoic motto, and I'm quite into Stoicism because it covers ego and it covers being in the moment. That's another thing as well, being in the moment. It's a cliche, isn't it? Should be in the moment, but it's fact, because it's one day at a time for addiction and alcoholism, and you need to be in the moment, not projecting ahead with fear and not looking back with regret. In the moment is what's important, because those two things will lead you down the wrong path as well. And that Stoic saying I have on my channel, if you look on the thing on my channel, it's simply do your best to live in easy accordance with fate. And simply that means that life happens and bad things happen and great things happen, and it's up and down and up and down. But whatever happens, you'll deal with it 1,000 times better if you're sober, because at the end of that drinking binge, you'll wake up and all those things you were drinking to try and avoid will be 1,000 times worse anyway. And you'll be useless to all those around you who are in crisis, if they are in crisis. So to live in easy accordance with fate is truly important, but to do your best, and your best will be different every single day, as mine is, and that's all right. And it's okay not to be all right, and it's okay to be okay. And you're not, you're perfectly imperfect and unique. So I hope that's been of some help to you. Carpe Diem is the motto of this channel. Seize the day, be in the moment, take action, put the work in, and avoid going down that wrong path again. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.